All right, what's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be playing a deck that is more of a tier 2 deck, tier 3-ish maybe. It's a deck that exists, but it's not super popular, not as popular as Mono White Aggro, for example. And I also haven't really played this deck. Actually, the reason I'm making this video is because I saw I only needed like 2 rare wild cards to craft this. So I was like, screw it, let's just craft it and play it. So I haven't really played it, but it's a deck that exists, so we know it's good. So the idea here, this is just a typical aggro list. You know, we have Usher of the Fallen. It's a 1 mana, 2 power creature, can also put out tokens. We have Intrepid Adversary, 2 mana, 3 power, lifelink, can also act as an anthem. Luminarch Aspirant, of course, 2 mana, 1/1, but it puts a counter out every turn. Pretty crazy. Elite Spellbinder, also very popular. 3 mana, 3 power flyer. Makes board sweepers more expensive. Well, it makes a board sweeper or a card more expensive, usually a board sweeper. So, typical stuff that you've seen. But what we're getting from red is we're getting Fireblade Charger, and this is very relevant. It's a 1 mana, 1/1. The first ability is Flavor Text, it does nothing, but the second ability, when it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. It's going to be very relevant. We'll get to that in a second. We have Kargan Intimidator, 2 mana, 3 power again, can also pump itself if we have extra mana, can give itself trample, and can make itself difficult to block. We get Reckless Stormseeker, 3 mana, 2/3, that's fine. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +1/+0 and haste, so it can target itself. So at the very worst, it's a 3 mana, 3/3 with haste, because it targets itself. And then afterwards, it gives everything else you play haste as you play it. And then if it flips, it's giving everything +2/+0 in haste, plus it's a 3/4. So pretty crazy. And then we have a big finisher in the form of Blade Historian. Attacking creatures you control have double strike. A 4 mana 2/3 isn't great, but when you play it and your entire board suddenly deals double damage, that's pretty good. We're also getting Angel Fire Ignition, 3 mana, put 2 counters on something. That thing also gets Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink, Indestructible, and Haste until end of turn, and it has flashback, so it can be cast twice. Not bad. We also have some card draw here with Showdown of the Skalds. Exiles the top cards, and you get to play them for a few turns. But this Fireblade Charger is very relevant because it can soak up counters from Luminarch Aspirant. Say, for example, you play this turn 1, turn 2, you play Aspirant, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. Already it's a 2/2 that's going to deal 2 damage when it dies. And if it keeps soaking up more and more counters from Aspirant, it just becomes more and more of this like growing, ticking bomb that becomes more and more of a problem. And remember, we can also put counters on it with Angel Fire Ignition, and we can pump it up with Reckless Stormseeker. So Fireblade Charger hasn't really been played in aggro decks since last rotation, but in this deck it's actually somewhat relevant. We can pump it up a lot. Also, we have a couple burn spells just in case. And yeah, we'll just see how good this deck is. Alright, we have 2 lands, and we have Luminarch Aspirant and Elite Spellbinder. I think this is fine with both of our 2 burn spells. I am an unranked. I meant to join ranked. The UI is so weird and confusing. Have you seen these sleeves, by the way? They're kind of crazy. You can't see this animation in the Mastery Pass. You need to actually have them, but kind of crazy. When someone else is playing them, you can sweep your mouse across their sleeves, and all the cards like this, how they're both doing the animation, all their cards will do it, and it's kind of weird. But we'll play a land and pass. That is a good card, but I do need lands. We'll play this, put a counter on itself. The good thing is Luminarch Aspirant can snowball. It can win the game by itself. If we don't draw a land, if they kill it, which it looks like they are, this is looking rough. Yeah, this is not good. We do need to draw lands to play Magic. We draw, yeah, okay, that's cool. We'll just get into a ranked match. That was a whoops. Didn't mean to play unranked, and we didn't draw land, so it's fine. Whatever. That doesn't count. That doesn't count as a game. All right, ranked, cool, ranked, neat. Hey, look, I'm only gold ranked because I don't play. I will play it all. Hey, we have lands. We don't have white lands. All right, mulligan. This is fine, I guess. We will keep. We'll put one of these on bottom. I guess we're playing this on turn 1. That's fine. We could have played this on turn 2 if we played this first. But I'm kind of okay with this. I'm not okay with this. I'm not drawing lands. Struggling to draw lands, man. What the heck? Alright, that's a... Oh, and ender's tapped. Alright, we'll just play this. And attack for 1. So this is probably a counter spell. It is not. It's a crush the weak. Interesting. Alright. Not what I expected. There's a land. So I could play this and attack right away. I think I wanted to see their hand though. I want the information if possible. Alright. We have burn spells, lots of filtering. This is pretty key for this deck. I'm not too worried about this. I'm gonna hit this. Alright. Make that really difficult to cast. Consider, because it looks to cast this and then double it with what's that card called? I think that lets you double spells. So just making this really expensive makes it difficult for them to do that. They are probably going to kill my Elite Spellbinder here, I would imagine. Expressive Iteration. Alright. They can still play a land and kill it if they want. Yeah. Is this an instant? No, it's a sorcery. They have to play it now. Alright. Fair enough. There's another land. I could play this. Or I could attack them for 4. And 4 is more than 3. But I also should play this while I don't have counter spells up. So I'll do this. Get haste. Attack for 3. When it goes to 15. This would have been more damage. But they are tapped out. So it's a good time to just get a creature in play. Mana Form Hellkite. Alright. Ooh, that's like kind of perfect, right? We'll play that. We'll pump this. And it has double strike, so if they block it, their creature dies. Blade Historian's kind of sweet. I'm surprised Mono White Aggro doesn't play it. You don't have to play red, right? You can pay 4 white for it. I think Mono White wasn't playing it when Faceless Haven was legal. It made it hard to cast this. But now that Faceless Haven is banned, should Mono White be playing this? But I think it's probably worth it at this point. Because with Faceless Haven, right? It's a colorless land. So if you drew 1 Faceless Haven, this essentially costs 5. Because you have 1 colorless land. But that's not an issue now. Our thing flips. That's pretty good. So I could play this, but it might just get countered. So I think I just want to animate here. It would give us an extra, like a ton of damage, but I just don't know if it's gonna survive. Alright, I'm gonna pump. What am I gonna pump? The land, I guess? I have excess lands. And attacks. This is a ton of damage. They probably have bounce spells. This deck usually plays like Fading Hope and stuff. So I'm expecting something to get bounced. That's fine. Just a 6/6. They just die, right? Unless they use this 2 mana to burn something. They can burn the Blade Historian. That's a pretty big blowout. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked with it. Oh, I saw it highlight for a second. Fading Hope. Okay, that's still a pretty big blowout, but not as bad as I thought. Consider. Gets them another 1/1. Could kill my den. They could kill my den and my Storm Chaser. Or my Storm... They didn't... Did they pass through blockers? Well, that's kind of awkward. But okay. We sort of win. Alright, we'll try this again. See how... This is looking pretty good. We will keep this. Probably start with Usher. Usher of the Fallen. Then we have Kargan Intimidator. These sleeves are also fancy. Look at these. Whoop. Okay. Ascendant Pack Leader is fine. Just play this. Attack for 2. I wanted to play that first just to try to make them not block. But they're gonna block anyway. But that's fine. Because they might want to block this instead next turn. But they just, they traded there. I think I want to play that now. Right? Play this. See what they have going on. Old Growth Troll is almost certainly the pick. Make that cost 5. So don't have to worry about that for a while. I don't want to trade. Do I want to trade? I do want to trade. This thing adds mana. Worth trading. This is fine. Gets them further away from casting this troll. Werewolf Pack Leader. That's pretty good. That's a land, so we will play Fireblade Charger. I could put the counters on that, but I think I want to put them on the flyer. Do I? Maybe I don't. No, I don't want to. I want to put him here. Because it gives haste. I forgot about haste. And it's going to be indestructible this turn. So attack for 6. It's indestructible. And now it can block the pack leader, kill it, and deal 3 to them. It's indestructible. And they can, I guess they can give it +1/+1, but like, it's indestructible, so it's fine. So now, okay, that's smart. I'm actually not gonna block because I can play this again next turn. So we'll play this here. Now it's a 5/5. Attack for 8, gain 5. And now we can block again. And if this dies, it's dealing 5 to them. They don't have any way to exile creatures in mono green. They just have fight cards. So this Fireblade Charger is almost certainly dealing 5 to them. So they're effectively at 4 life. Sort of. Sculptor of Winter, sure. Den of the Bugbear. I'm just going to attack for 3 this turn. And then next turn I'll attack with both. Because they're dead if they double block the Charger. So that shows you the power of this card in this deck, right? This card hasn't been played. Fireblade Charger hasn't been played in the new standard after rotation. After Throne of Eldraine rotated out. But it works pretty well in this deck. It just soaks up counters and the opponent concedes. Yeah, it just soaks up counters and just becomes this bomb sitting on the battlefield. Ready to blow up in the opponent's face. That's not bad. Not bad in this deck. Alright, this is interesting. We technically go first, but this doesn't do much. Too slow. This is better. This is actually kind of fantastic. We will keep this. Probably put an aspirant on the bottom. Just because we have a 2, 3, and 4 drop. So we have a nice curve. So we will keep 6. Put one of these there. We'll play Den of the Bugbear. So it enters untapped. Next turn we'll play Plains Aspirant. Opponent plays the Plains. And a Hopeful Initiate. Alright, so it's aggro v aggro. Opponent's playing the mono white aggro, I assume. So we'll see how this goes. I think the mono white aggro list is the superior aggro. I mean, I know it is. It's much more popular, has a much higher win rate. Generally better, I would say. But we'll see how this deck can snap. Oh, it's not exactly the list. Not the usual list, anyway. So that's interesting. Another Reckless Stormseeker. So I guess we play this. We give it Self-Haste? Right? Do we see if they... What's this do? Discard to bounce it? I guess we'll see if they want to trade both our creatures for my 1. I guess I'm okay with that. It's hard to get card advantage in aggro matchups, so them double blocking would be fine, but they don't. Which I believe is smart. So next turn we play Blade Historian. Most likely. That's pretty good. Maybe we play another one of these instead. They hit me for 4, 5. Go to 15. Fireblade Charger is good. I think that probably sways me into playing this. Play this. I will give... What am I doing here? I'll put the counter here. I'll give the haste here. Attack for 6. Opponent goes to 10. So this is where Blade Historian is the really cool, like, big surprise card, because they might attack all out, not realizing just how much damage I'm going to be able to do. They can deal 10 to me, bring me down to 5. Yeah, we have lethal next turn, potentially. We'd have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we have... They hold a creature back, which is smart. I'm just going to take 6. Respecting the Blade Historian. Don't know if they know about it, or if that was just chance there. So, what are we doing here? I believe we're putting counters here. We're also going to put the counter here, put the +1/+0 here. Because it has Vigilance and Lifelink. And it's indestructible. So all good things. So attack for 5. They take it, we gain 5. Go to 14 because it gives lifelink. This card, Angel Fire Ignition with Fireblade Charger, is just so good. Especially with the flashback, so you can cast it twice. So now if they kill that, it deals 4 to them, or it just kills one of their blockers. It might be worth just killing Skyclave Apparition, getting a 3/3, and then just attacking with this. Because bringing them down to 1 doesn't do much, I don't think. If they can kill it. Brutal Cathar, that does get around it, so they can just exile it. Smart. Thalia, that makes this more expensive. So now we need to land. They attack all out. What is this? 4, 8, 12. It is lethal. I believe we go like this, potentially. I take 8, but I get a 3/3. Alright, so I go to 6. Get a 3/3. Draw a Fireblade Charger. I believe... Huh. Yeah, this is getting tough. We just play this. I don't think it's worth attacking. If we attack, they just block. Or just take it, and I die. So we'll hang back. So like I said, I do think the mono white aggro list is the superior list. But we're hanging in there. The removal is what's getting me. This is fine. They can... Oh, is it fine? We might be dead. Are we dead? We're very close to dead, potentially. So we block here. Block here. We take 7. That is lethal. So we can't do that. So we block here. And we're just dead. We can't not die. Well, close. Close, but not quite. Alright, so that's Boros Aggro. The deck feels... You know, it feels okay. I think it's definitely inferior to the mono white deck. If you're looking for an aggro deck to build, if you're looking for an aggro deck to craft on Magic Arena, I would say your wild cards are probably better spent on the mono white deck. But if you're like me, the reason I crafted this is just because I only needed like 2 rares. So if you're looking for like a new aggro deck to play with, if you like aggro decks, and maybe you have a few extra wild cards, or maybe you just have all these cards already like I did, it feels pretty okay. It feels decent. I would say it's definitely a tier 2 deck. I think the big issue is there aren't a lot of ways to draw cards, and there aren't a lot of ways to kill stuff. Whereas the mono white deck has, you know, like Skyclave Apparition and Brutal Cathar and stuff like that. So it's kind of like an all-in aggro deck where the deck can kind of lose to itself just because we can't control, you know, what we draw exactly. We don't have a lot of ways to manipulate what we're drawing. But overall, deck feels okay. I would give it like a 7 out of 10. I bet it's budget and paper. So if you're playing in paper and you want to play mono white aggro, but it's too expensive, look up this deck because I would bet it's much cheaper. There's a lot more budget cards, right? Like Reckless Stormseeker, Blade Historian isn't an expensive card. I don't think so. I don't think Angel Fire Ignition is expensive. So it's a much more budget-friendly deck in paper, I'm imagining. But I don't have the actual number, so I don't know. But yeah, there you go, guys. Boros Aggro, pretty good. I'll probably play it from time to time. Perfectly happy to have it in my rotation of decks. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.